All right, moving ahead, it's time to welcome our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, and he's going to speak about a marketing and digital landscape 2023 and beyond. And for the same, I would like to introduce the speaker. Mr. Zenil Dumasya is the country brand manager at Pfizer India. He leads the digital innovation and customer experience for the portfolio during driving omni-channel marketing, enterprise-level solutions, and commercial excellence. To list a few, he has worked across various industries ranging from telecom, advertising, constructions, and now in pharmaceuticals. He has worked with Geo since its inception and launch, going ahead to head the digital outreach vertical at Geo Creative Labs. He is an engineer turned MBA from NMIMS University, whose knowledge of marketing strategy and innovation is well polished by his vivid work experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Mr. Zenil Dumasya, Country Brand Manager, Digital at Pfizer. Let's have a huge round of applause for Mr. Zenil Dumasya.
It's working. This one's working. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind introduction, and I think I would like to thank the team Gain Skills Media for putting up this event where leaders across industries are here, and it's my privilege and honor to be here. Thank you so much. And I would like to start with my topic, marketing, digital, and a stellar CX. While it might sound a broad level topic which covers multiple, facets, this is majorly my work X over the years with whatever little X I could. Today, I would like to, of course, touch upon a few topics that I have been able to dabble between and some of my projects and contributions that we at Pfizer are working towards. With that, we'll go to the next slide. I'll need a clicker, please. Can anybody identify what this is? It's an infamous example. I thought I'll just have an engagement. I want to make it interactive. If anyone can guess what this image is. Thank you so much. Maybe. So I'll not take a lot of time. It's actually the first working model of a refrigerator. It's a refrigerator that actually could do some cooling. That came up in the year 1834, while 1700s had the design ready. The first model came so late. And that too, not too compact, as you can see. It took, of course, a lot of years to make it compact, improvise it, make it better. And why would I talk about a topic like this in a forum which is on CX? This is also an era where, due to industrialization and globalization, a lot of companies and individuals started working on manufacturing refrigerators because they saw there is a great demand. People would have them in their offices, homes, everywhere. And yes, the 18th, 19th century did see a lot of uptake of refrigerator and cooling as an industry. But the fact here is that, you invest an X amount, make a product, sell it, and, have a Y profit on it. Rather, you buy this instrument from a manufacturer, and if you know how to use it well, even those ancillary industries have prospered today. Restaurants, exports, wherever you can have cold storage facilities and wherever you can really build a business out of a product. So that is what matters. And I think that is also the story that is true for artificial intelligence today. It has been there since a couple of decades if you go back. In 2000s, there were some cases of AI being used for simple tasks. There were robots, there were machines, there were, real bots. So people or brands that can use the technology well in their daily ways of working, I think that's where the merit of AI is, and not just using AI as a fad. So that is where the anecdote comes in a forum like this. Some key trends, and I'm sure these are common across multiple industries. We've seen that today there is consumerism. We want to protect the interest of our customers. And when we talk about customer at the center, there is omni-channel customer engagement. We engage with customers across so many channels. Even we as customers are present across so many channels. And we want to be engaged, and what is an optimal amount of engagement, right? We don't want to be bombarded by messages on mails, WhatsApp every now and then. So that is what a lot of industries today are driving and trying to achieve. Next is say increased consumerism, and say the second point is say there is an innovative startup ecosystem. Earlier, while we did not have so many startups springing up and coming up with new technology, new business model, new ways of working, but now when we do have, there are so many innovative solutions. And for a marketer like me, I think there are so many innovative solutions that have actually worked, and there is a shift in the hybrid engagement model. All of this pointers just so that we are all on same page, and when next I share what we did and why we did, you would really think that, okay, that was the business need, these were some insights, and that's where we went to doing what we are doing today. Here also, GTM disruptions, we have seen value-based business models. You've seen value-based costing in finance, right? Every activity has a cost, and that's how you do. So similarly, businesses have become leaner. There is leaner workforce, there is leaner decisions, and there is leaner leadership as well. So all of those business models are different, and everyone wants a competitive head start. Today, if you're coming up with a new product, be it a service or a product, you want a head start. You want to upfront create a bang, be out there in the market, and then build your brand. So all of these are changes that are very, very recent, and in last 5 years, maybe we can say, where I have grown my career. I've started working in right from the inception of Jio as a brand. So a small marketing team where maybe we saw the journey from 0 users to 450 million users plus today. So that was the kind of journey I could envisage and we could see and be a part of, fortunately. And that is where data comes in play. Data being a key differentiator. We have Customer 360, we have AI, ML, we have all of these data points to drive some real insights into decision making. While all of this is in place, we know that the core of marketing remains the same, right? How much ever digital transformation we might do, the core of marketing would be to really understand what the customer needs and deliver it, right? Does everyone agree here? Perfect. Some more trends, stats, numbers, because what would we do without numbers? How would you validate whatever I'm saying is correct or no, right? So that's where these stats and numbers for us. We see that experience-led businesses today see a 1.6 times higher recall, higher awareness as compared to businesses that might only go for selling a product. So maybe if you sell an experience, you have a better chance of acceptability. Second is, say, consumers have the power of choosing, between competing businesses. They would choose, say, another product unless you deliver them a superior experience. So a research shows that 55% customers are willing to pay a premium for a guaranteed better experience. And that's also one of the reasons why Apple sells more than, say, a lot of other phones which are relatively less priced. Okay? So talking about, more, so customers do expect a great experience. And, if it was a physical world and if something goes wrong, a word of mouth customer might just talk about it to 6 people. But, if it is now wrong today, how much impact a brand can be, how much a brand can be impacted through a social media comment of a bad exposure, a bad experience. So that's one. A few more stats talking majorly about that, customers are present all across. All of us are present across various channels, and 90% of us would like to switch through various channels, through various platforms, devices in the same day. 77% of strong omni-channel companies store customer data. We have strong data giants today, Google, Meta, storing a lot of data and using it for advertising, as compared to 48% of brands which do store data but might not be able to optimally utilize it. And 64% of customers expect to receive real-time assistance. At Jio, we saw that, if sometimes the device is not working, the fiber is not there, the network is not there, then maybe they want an immediate assistance. They'll call, I want someone right now, please fix it right now. So they want real-time assistance. All of these insights, considering, certain research that we could do, partner with, and garner some of these numbers, we came up with a lot of projects. The first one that I would talk about is, say, majorly, my experience that I could dabble into, say, strategy stroke digital. How did we use that to solve a business case? As a regulated industry, I might not be able to give you all the details, but maybe I'll talk about the approach that we adopted. So there was a brand in 2021, a launch brand, very, very recent that, started and been just a couple of months. There was a lot of pre-buzz that the brand did at Pfizer, and, we were able to get some traction. And then I got a chance to start with the brand, work on it. And as a digital country brand manager, what that means is I would manage the brand as well as the digital outreach, right? So that's where the objective was to establish a launch brand in the pharma space, which is already cluttered. In that specific therapy, there are already direct and indirect competitors. So this was the business need, fairly straightforward. And the key wins are, of course, if you need to survive in this kind of a market, you need trust of the customer. You need a positive impact to be created, and ultimately you need to acquire more and more customers, build advocates, and have and retain them. This being the need, identifying the key wins, what did we actually do? We did really go for an omni-channel experience. And how did we do it? A few simple steps that I've noted are, of course, we had a brand strategy in place. We had our 4Ps, our positioning, all of that defined, and somewhat it had started already in action. So from there, we started understanding the customer, and when we say that, we did use a lot of tools. We had Segmentify, we had a lot of platforms where we could collect data through primary and secondary research and understand their behavior, understand what a person really wants, what a doctor really wants, what a patient really wants. And that is where we listed down all those requirements, prioritized them based on so basically we gave them weights and prioritized them. That is where we did the segmentation activity. And then to target them, we did use a lot of multi-channel insights. We figured out, what channel would work where, what kind of combination, what kind of automation is necessary in this kind of a scenario. Post that, we had an engagement plan, or I would call it an experience map. How and which touch points would we engage in? What would be the channel and content mix? We did have some sort of automation here as well, because there are specific times we don't want to bombard them. So that's where we said, okay, we'll have an automated content plan, which would update. We'll put our inputs for the first time, and which will real-time update based on the data and insights that it collects from the customers, based on how they interact with a specific piece. Going to, say, channel synchronization. Yes, that is what we wanted. We wanted all the channels, be it WhatsApp for business, be it automated chatbots or emailers. We wanted all of them to be in sync and measure ultimately the success of the brand and initiatives, and keep refreshing, keep putting in the inputs. Okay, this is our learning from something that we did. Next time, maybe we'll have a better experience. How do we better it constantly? There might be, 10 out of, say, 100 customers might not be as satisfied. So then maybe what were their contention points? How can we work on this? That's something that we tried to figure out. So this was something that we did, an omni-channel case. And in, say, 1.5 years, we could gather an impact. We got 35% of a market share of a market which was already cluttered. And I think that's pretty much a number that was, I think, an aspirational number when we first started the activity. All because we went out, and in this very first step, we said we want to understand the customer. We want to do the surveys. We want to segment. We want to target. We want to really understand and deliver what they actually need, and not just give any VAS or anything that would just, be a common thing to do. And then we did get key opinion leaders advocate for the brand, advocate for the product, because they were really, really happy with the results. For a doctor, in a pharma, I think the most important thing is saving patients' life. And if the product is doing that and the ecosystem supports the doctor to achieve that, I think that's what leads to advocacy for us. We tried to build that. We had a star product. And post that, the ultimate success of this project I would say that, maybe we had a push in the beginning, and that ultimately led to converted into a pull demand. Customers said, doctors said, sir, we want to try this. Can you please, share? And there was a lot of referral. There was a network of doctors who were actually saying, no, we want to come and try it out. So this is one case study, not naming any brand or the actual numbers, but yes, this was something that we could try for an omni-channel. This was the first case in the omni-channel and the marketing strategy kind of a segment that we could dabble in. Next, we needed one-stop solution for customers. For a lot of doctors, for the problem is that there are so many sources out there available. And it's all scattered. It's, a doctor might refer to, say, clinical options, a doctor might refer to, say, onco alerts, and there are so many across various therapies, websites that are available. So now how do we collaborate, partner with all these guys and bring them on one page? So that was the idea, because that was the insight we gathered in our recent, projects, assignments, we figured out. So they said, बहुत सारे platforms है, it's very difficult for us to read all the content here, rather we would refer to a physical textbook and read it. So that's where we said, okay, so let's make a digital textbook, let's make a hub of content, of scientific and medical information, and have all of it in place, and that is called Pfizer Pro today. It's an exclusive doctors-only platform. With login, a doctor can actually get services, get medical knowledge, and content repository, all of it at one place across various sources and platforms. There are other features like cart feature, where one can also procure some of the materials at one's residence. And this is specifically for our customers, which is doctors. This is how it looks. This is just a small look about, the about, dosing, efficacy, how it looks, how one can actually find this platform to be really useful, and what business value it added to us, while it might not directly promote, sales that buy a drug here. It's not an e-com platform. It's a knowledge repository. So that's where the business value was. Instead of making 10 websites for the 50 products that Pfizer has, today all of it is in one website, which is a branded website. And it's a content hub, it's friction-free, it has 24-hour access across India. So a lot of things, and wherever we have a call to action of our campaigns, all of it would land here. So we could also record that data, that who has come for what time, of course with consent, and what's the session time, what's the duration, and with those analytics we could further churn out better content the next time. And that is what would make us retain those customers who have actually visited here, because they are looking for specific queries and content. And if we are able to keep updating it month on month, only then this would become useful, right, as a platform. The next case that I would like to show, the third case, in fact, is there is a need for a proactive ecosystem. Now, when we say we need to deliver an omni-channel experience, we need to deliver this, we also need to do some organizational or internal changes to actually deliver that, right? If we today segment customers into, say, 6 segments, and say, okay, this content to this customer at this point of time should go, and we'll call it omni-channel. Does that really happen that way when you have thousands of sales colleagues, you have so many other functions delivering? So when that delivery process of actually what you have planned is affected, you are not able to deliver the real experience or a great experience to your ultimate customers. So that is where there was a need for a proactive ecosystem for specifically the commercial or the customer-facing colleagues, or the people who are interacting with doctors on a daily basis or patients on a daily basis. And while today, and this might be valid and true across multiple industries, where we have sales colleagues using various data boards or dashboards, some of them can be based on Salesforce as well. And these dashboards give you a lot of information. However, they are reactive. When you go on a platform, when you read about it, only then you will know, okay, what are the data points? Or some dashboards might be proactive as well. So we tried to develop a proactive dashboard, collecting data from various other dashboards, be it sales KPIs, non-sales KPIs, all those things in one place, and sending AI-based, behavioral science-based nudges to a field colleague. So this is as good as a personalized digital buddy. Your Google Watch, your Google Assistant, sending you, nudges, okay, this many steps today, or these many kilometers today, maybe so much more to go. So that, when the month ends, you are not thinking that, okay, I forgot to meet 20 customers out of my list of 200 customers. Or at the month end, you are not saying, mera sales nahi hua. You know the kind of efforts you need to put every day. Every day there is, say, a roadmap ready based on what the HO has planned, based on what the colleagues like us have planned. And it makes it easier for them to focus and target and say, what are the loopholes? Because there is a nudge, there is an assistant telling you every day that, okay, this month so far. And it is based on AI and behavioral science. Why do I use behavioral science? Because, of course, AI identifies a pattern and trends across various months. And behavioral science is also important here because it actually talks about, the motivations. If a colleague gets a nudge on, say, competition, meaning your 5 colleagues in the same region are performing at 150% and you are maybe at a 90%. and this colleague is responding, interacting, checking the nudge further, or maybe liking it or commenting something on it, the system catches it as a behavioral nudge response. And next time we'll also send more competitive nudges because it identifies the person is more competitive in nature as compared to other nudges where he has not interacted at all. So that is where it does take into consideration human heuristics and sends nudges which are, of course, healthy, of course, assistive in nature and not, implementing anything. And that is where we are supporting, and the line managers can also see the progress. So today, I don't have to wait for month end to wait and see, okay, what has gone wrong in the month or how many customers are met or happy or not happy. I would know it real time and I could control it here, sitting here and know the entire India dashboard for every colleague and ask them maybe if they need any assistance or support or help, right? This is the product, it's called Smart Sales Buddy. We launched it in a room in our head office in BKC across the top leadership and that's how we track daily targets, and targets are not just sales, they are non-sales KPIs, the overall experience and all of it. There are multiple KPIs there. Guidance on some of the key objectives. There is daily motivation that we look at and also, personalized insights. So it's different for every customer, every internal customer, I would say, every colleague. And it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of a nudge that goes. So this is an internal solution made in a way to deliver the external output that we are expecting. So we tell them what needs to be done on this, through this. We channel and design this and they get nudges. And my topic also had one small thing called 2023 and beyond. I think what summarizes the state right now and in the next 5 years is, as per my understanding, is something like this. Data-driven decision-making is always there to stay, and with even more data being stored and captured, tech will be an enabler for business decisions. So that's the first thing that's going to be there. It's there right now and beyond as well. Second, digital innovation programs. As I said, there are lots of health tech, or there are a lot of tech startups today, and there are, say, brands today making huge investments to foster digital innovations. So this is going to stay, and this is going to also change the way we engage with our customers or the way we do business. The third one is hyper-personalization and customization to enhance the customer experience. It's not about engaging with your 4 segments of customers, but engaging about every single customer, what they really want. And the fourth one, we saw COVID, we saw things that were not even precedented in our near, eyesight. And that is where a risk-adjusted plan, taking into consideration with the help of tech, forecasting what all could be the possible, outcomes, and still we continue to deliver a great experience. So I think all these 4 things are there currently and will be there for next 5 years at least. With that, I'll leave you with a thought. We've got to start with the customer first and then work backwards to the technology. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing the insights, and sir, I would request you to kindly stay back on stage. And I would request Mr. Rakesh Gupta, Head Customer Services, Panasonic Electric Works India, to join us on stage for the felicitation. Let's have a huge round of applause for Mr. Zenil Dumasya.